So if we want to be ready, we need to review. Let's look at a couple practice problems applying central angles, inscribed angles, and some vertical lines. So when we look at number 1, the first thing you want to ask is, when you look for x, we're looking for this angle. What kind of angle is it? It is a central angle. So we know that these central angle and the angle has an arc in its mouth, which is 50. They are always the same. Central angles are the same as the arc, so x is 50. Then we look at y, and it's looking at the arc up here from B to A. And again, the central angle will be the same as, this angle will be the same as the arc. So if we know that this is 50, we can find this with linear pairs, or just remember that an entire circle is 360, but half, this is half the circle, is 180. So y will be 180, take away 50, or 130. 130 plus 50 makes our half circle of 180. When we look at number 2, we see this angle here. What kind of angle is it? It is inscribed. So what we learn is that the central angle is the same, but the inscribed goes back farther. It's half. So we would know that x is going to be 44. What I like to do to remember sometimes is I'll even draw this to remind myself and look at it. Oh, this angle is bigger than this one. It's more narrow. It's smaller. So it reminds me it's always smaller than the arc, or by half. So the answer for number 2 is 44. Then we look at number 3, and we can see what we have is the central angle. The central angle is here, but we got to read the question. We don't want to just put 60. They want arc ABC, which means I want to know how much it is, starting at A, going to B, and stopping at C. So I want everything except 60. We know the whole circle is 360 minus 60. So the answer is 300. We don't want 60. That would be arc CA. We want everything but 60. Look at number 4. Number 4 gives us what kind of angle, and again, it is central. So the arc X is in the mouth of that angle. So we know they're not the same. Central angles are the same. These are inscribed. I might have just said central. They're inscribed. So we just finished saying that the angle is always less by half. So if this is 60, this will be 120. The angle is always 1/2 the arc. We could plug it into a formula if we wanted to. So the angle is 60, is 1/2 of the arc, or x. When we have 1/2, or 1 divided by 2, we multiply both sides by 2 to cancel. So 2 times 160 is what we said is 120. Okay, then we ask ourselves, what kind of angles are these? If you watch the attached video, we learn how vertical angles are the same angle, they flip over. And so these are always equal. So 10 plus 2x will equal 80. We will then subtract both sides by 10. 2x equals 70. X will equal 35. So hopefully you tried this before looking at the video. So up here we also have vertical angles. This angle here will flip over to this one exactly the same. So x plus 10 equals 110. We subtract by 10 and we get 100. So those are the slightly more complicated ones with algebra, but there's one of each. Can you do a linear pair? If this is 50, how much is this? We learned that linear pairs represent half a circle, so x plus 50 is 180. X would be, when we subtract 50, would be 130. And can we do a basic vertical angle? If this is x, if this is 50, we know they are the same. So x would be 50. So that's some review in 5 minutes. If you can do these, you'll be great. There's only one with some algebra, but we want to make sure we know the central angles. We want to know what we know inscribed angles. And we talked about the parts of a circle. Can you name this? A line going through a circle. It's called a secant. Can you name it when it's not going through but stopping? It's a chord. Do you know the radius goes from the middle to the edge, and that a diameter is double that from edge to edge through the middle? And do you know that when a circle has one point that it touches, or I'm sorry, when the line touches one point on it, that line is called a tangent line. And the point where it touches would be the point of tangent.